Hi there, my name is Maton, and here with another edition of Real TV People. Something that's always been bothering me throughout the years, and especially in the past 15 years, is a thing called racism. What an ugly word, racism. Many people's accusing each other of racism. We see the latest what's happening in Israel and in Gaza, and even right across the world in America, and especially here in South Africa. This is the Real TV People. Racism. This edition is about racism. And many of us have asked ourselves the question many times when you read about racism, racialistic remarks, and asked ourselves the question, is this really racism? So what is racism? How is it defined? Let's ask ChatGPT.
Racism is prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism directed against someone of a different race based on the belief that one's own race is superior, or that people can be ranked by inherent traits. It can manifest through individual actions, cultural norms, or systemic and institutional policies.
Oh, so that is what racism is. But now, wait. Where did it start, racism? In other words, somebody discriminating on somebody else because of their race. So where did race come from? Where does the word come from? On what is it based? So let's ask ChatGPT once again.
Modern science and genetics show that the human race is not based on distinct biological categories. Instead, race is recognized as a social construct, a system of categorization created historically through political, cultural, and social contexts, such as colonialism and slavery, rather than fixed genetic divisions.
Oh, so there you have it. A social construct. Coming many, many years ago, from the days of the Bible. Because let's not make a mistake. There's lots of racism in the Bible. Believe it or not. If you don't believe me, go and read for yourself.
The Bible does not endorse modern concepts of racism, but it records historical ethnic tensions, tribalism, and cultural prejudices. Throughout Scripture, God explicitly rejects partiality and discrimination, defining all people as equal image bearers. Cultural divisions and tribalism. Modern skin color-based racism did not exist in biblical times. People instead practiced tribalism and ethnic favoritism between Israelites and outsiders, Gentiles. Characters and groups in Scripture frequently displayed pride or looked down on foreigners, despite God's commands to love and protect the stranger. Passages like the curse of Ham, Genesis 9, have historically been misused and twisted by human prejudice to justify slavery and racial hierarchies, though the text itself says nothing about skin color.
The us and them. We are better, we are more religious. Our eyes are not so slitted, so we're not oriental. Another little tag for certain people, created by mankind. Our noses are more pointed than yours. But wait, our skins are not as white, they're black. Or our skins are white, which is good, eh? Very, very good. So we are better than you. We deserve more. And that is what we still have today. Today it's come to the point where nobody worries about your hair that's curlier like the other one, your lips are thicker or anything. It's all about the skin, the color chart. Where can we put you? In what little block can we put you? And if you think about that, this color card system, who benefits from it? It's not me. It's not you with your darker skin. It's not you with your browner skin. It's not you with your Asian eyes. But there's people who benefit from it. They even start wars on so-called cultural, ethnical differences. Who benefits from this? Let me tell you, politicians.
I'm not a color, a black or an Indian, neither a white person. What's up with this race classification? We are living in a new generation. I'm proud to be a South African. I'm not a color, a black or an Indian, neither a white person. What's up?
That video, as innocent as it may seem, a little girl selecting out the colors of the sweeties she likes. How about it in real life when a government actually selects the people on the grounds of their skin color? It sounds absurd, but it's not. It's not any longer when you have a government that creates laws to keep certain people, because of the color of their skin, they keep them in certain little groupings. And in the end, who benefits the most by it? Politicians, the governments who practices this. Now, as a South African born in this country way back in 1958, I came into life when we had a system, a previous political system, political dispensation, where there was discriminated, today regarded as racism, so it's created by man, on people born in this country because of their skin color. But in those days also because of the way they looked in general, the way they spoke, the way they behaved. And believe it or not, I'm 67 years in this country, almost 68. We had an election in 1994, our so-called democracy, and we all thought, hell, this is a good idea. All of this is going to disappear. And it disappeared in a sense, but there's a fog that stayed behind, that's still hanging over the heads of all South Africans, regardless of the color of their skin. This is used, abused, and over-abused by government, politicians, to get into the top seats. And isn't it time to actually show them who we really are as South Africans? It's always said we are a resilient nation. We indeed are resilient. I've discovered this organization. It's called Parcsa. Parcsa is basically an acronym for People Against Race Classification South Africa. Go on their website if you want more and read what it's about.
The reasons race doesn't fix potholes, build houses, create jobs, improve services, or stop crime. When politicians focus on race, they are using identity to distract us from their actual performance. We need leaders who compete on solutions and policies, not on dividing the community. The core arguments against race classification. It divides communities. Using race in politics puts neighbors against each other. A healthy democracy should bring people together around shared goals, not split them into competing groups based on skin color. It is wrong to classify people by race. It shields politicians from accountability. When a politician uses race to win votes, they don't have to prove they are good at their job. Race becomes a shortcut that allows underperforming leaders to stay in power without delivering basic service delivery, safety, or economic growth. It treats people as statistics, not individuals. A person's race doesn't tell you their individual character, their qualifications, or what they need. No legal relationship, responsibility, or authority exists between an individual and his or her racial category. Real issues affect everyone. Unemployment, poor education, corruption, and crime don't care about race. They affect the whole community. Politicians need to offer real, practical solutions for these issues instead of relying on racial rhetoric. Something to think about. If a politician needs your race to get your vote, it means their policies aren't strong enough to win it on merit. We need a government that serves all citizens equally, not politicians that divide us to govern us. Vote for what a leader will do for your community, not what racial box they put you in. Race should not be used as a shortcut for determining someone's political beliefs or voting preferences.
There you have it. If you really believe in a race-free society where the color of somebody's skin doesn't really matter, the only things that matter is who that person is, what is in that person, his integrity, his honesty, the love that person brings to this life and this planet. If you really believe in a society like that, then it's time to join organizations like Parcsa. Go on their website, www.parcsa.coza, and become a member. Because then you think, like all the people at Parcsa think, away with all this race discrimination that ruthless and toxic characters hide behind all the time, trying to tell you that you are part of a minority group. Don't be graded and boxed in as a minority group. We are not a minority group. We are all South Africans. Here's some advice on how to start this new journey today. We'll speak again soon.
What you can do if you support this vision. Firstly, educate yourself around the phenomenon of racism. Change your heart and mind regarding the way you feel about people in general, and people from race groups other than your own in particular. You first need to walk the talk. Make friends across the racial divide and reach out to the other. Then, stop referring to yourself as a colored, black, Indian, or white person. Change the way you talk about people, and try most of the time not to refer to them in terms of a particular race, but use references such as that person, or their name, or place they come from. Describe a person as light of complexion or dark of complexion, where such a distinction is unavoidable. Secondly, reject the cultural referencing of your racial lineage. Assume an attitude when people call you a colored, clearling, Bruin-Mens, white, Indian, or black person. Tell them it is degrading to be referred to in these terms. Be serious about your approach. If people want to be respected, then they should reciprocate, respect you as well. No one whatever has the right to speak on behalf of their self-categorized race group, whether it be the white group, colored group, Indian group, or black group. If you pronounce upon whatever issue, the opinion expressed is purely your own opinion, not that of any particular group. Thirdly, support our plea to the Constitutional Court of South Africa to change race-based laws. Soon we will approach the government and the Constitutional Court of South Africa to plead with them to change the employment equity laws that support race-based classification and to do away with the relevant forms that require race classification details. All of this is unconstitutional and does not belong in a new South Africa. The plea to the Constitutional Court of South Africa will require substantial financial support. Fourthly, refuse to fill in race classification details on any form that requires it. Here you need to use your discretion. When applying for a state job, using the Z83 application forms, you must fill in the race classification blocks. If you do not fill them in, your application will be rejected. Do not fill in the other block if your identity document says you are a South African citizen. The other option is only applicable to non-South Africans. Lastly, educate children into non-racialism as a necessary aspect of good manners. South African children should have respect for others. They should be taught respect for all persons, whether of their own age group or older. Often children are only willing to show proper respect to persons of their own racial lineage, but show disrespect to people whom they perceive to be of other race groups. Let us educate our children to show respect, empathy, and sensitivity towards all persons, irrespective of their appearance or social station.